Hey, what's up, guys? Holding Attitude here, bringing you Ssss Gridman First episode impression review. And I have to admit, I'm a huge fan of the Gridman, the Geysers, the Ultraman. I'm a fan of those series like that, and anything really mech-ish. And they got the best studio working for this. They got the same studio that did Kill la Kill and Darling in the Franxx. So yeah, this is gonna be awesome. But basically what happened in the first episode is that our main character, Hibiki, wakes up and he has amnesia. He has no idea who he is or where he's at. And the girl that he's with, she's from the same class and school as he, and she just found him outside, knocked unconscious. So her mom and her brought him in to rest until he wakes up. And he did, and he's happy, and he has no memory of who he is or who they are. So it's like, but you know, he's hearing a voice in his head and he's following it, and he gets to this old TV screen, computer screen, and a robot pops up, and it's Gridman. And Gridman tells him, you need to remember your responsibilities and your actions and stuff, and blah blah blah. And the chick, her name is if I'm pronouncing it right, is Riku. But you know, Riku comes up and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing, Habuki?" And he tells her, "Oh, this computer thing is talking to me." But when she looks, she can't see nothing. But when Hibiki looks, he sees Gridman and the computer's on. So he's wondering, am I hallucinating or just something only I can see? But it's too much for him to take right now because he just woke up with amnesia, so he's ignoring it. And basically, she takes him home. And then next day in school, before they get to school, the next day his friend who she called the night before to help get the address to his house, he comes by and picks him up. And his name is Yusumi. And Yusumi picks him up and he's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" He's like, "No, I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And he asked him, "Were we friends?" And he was like, "Well, not really friends, but acquaintances and stuff like that." And then Hibiki asked him, "Hey, what was I like?" And he told him what he's like, that he's just a regular kid, but he's a good guy. So it's not really like, it was an answer to the question, yes, but it wasn't like getting down to like his personality, his past, or whatever. So I guess he really couldn't answer that question, so he just said whatever came to mind that was nice, I guess. But they get to school and you know they doing their school stuff, and he doesn't remember anything, not even his seat, his classroom. And the girl that's sitting next to him, who's the school president, if I'm not mistaken, or the class rep, I think she's a class rep, could be mistaken though, but she basically tells him, "But since you have amnesia and you're here, you're more like a transfer student." And he agrees. He's like, "Yeah, sure." And then Yusumi tries to take him out to, you know, eat, to go out and eat, and he's like, "I have no money, I didn't bring no lunch." So the school president, school president, the class rep, she gave him a hot dog that she had an extra of, but somebody who was playing with a ball inside the room had like bounced it around and it went over the table to his side and knocked the hot dog into the ground, and it kind of squished it, but it was still wrapped up in the plastic, so it was still good, and he picked it up and ate it, and he was like, "Thank you." And after school, we had this funny thing between Yusumi and Hibiki, where he's like, Hibiki's praising her for being nice to him, and his friend was like, "She has to, she takes pity on you, she's a class rep, that's a part of her job, blah blah blah." And basically it was hinted at that all the guys in the class like her, even him, so it was funny. But while they're having the discussion, you have I think it's Ruku or Rika. I'm really bad with names, so forgive me. I should have wrote it down, but basically the girl that he's with, Ruka, she's walking down with her earphones, and she technically she picks both of them up and takes them back home to her pawn shop that her mom owns. And you know, her mom has to leave, so they're just there, just looking around the pawn shop and stuff. And Hibiki told Susumi about the computer and the situation he was going through, so he wanted to go there and see it for himself. So that's the reason why they went. But while they're looking at the computer and talking, there's an explosion like far away, and basically a kaiju, which if you don't know what that means in Japanese, it just it means big monster. So it just means a monster that's gigantic size technically. That's what a kaiju is, or kaiju. I think it's pronounced kaiju, but yeah, I like kaiju, so it sounds better. But I'm going with that. Kaiju. That's basically what they are. And one's attacking the city and the school and stuff like that, and it's ripping it apart. Next thing you know, Hibiki is like super worried, and he decides to run back to the shop and talk to the computer. And he gets there first, where his friends are trying to, follow him. And he starts talking to the computer, and he accepts, what's going to happen. So he gets transferred into the computer. And while this happens, his two friends saw him get teleported into the computer, and they were super shocked. And then now they can actually see the computer glowing, and they see the visuals and stuff. And basically, Hibiki linked up with Gridman mentally in that computer state, and they physically computerized in the real world, and they became giant size, and they fought the monster. And they fighting, and he landed some good hits, but nothing really critical on the monster, and the monster's just destroying things completely with fireballs everywhere and knocking them over. And Yusumi's like, oh, his neck is weak, and he starts screaming at the computer to tell him that, but he's not understanding. But Riku decides to come in, and she starts typing, and she's really good with this old computer, surprisingly. And she's typing everything he says, so he's giving out advice, what he sees from the computer, what she's typing. And this is getting transferred to both Gridman, who is also fused with Hibiki. And they actually take down the monster, thanks to their teamwork. And once Hibiki comes back as the human throughout the computer, Yusumi is like super hyped, like any other school kid. Is like, yo, this is awesome. You fought a kaiju, blah blah blah. We need a team. We need a name for our team. And Riku's like, look guys, I can't deal with everything that just happened right now. This computer / monster stuff. The school being attacked with my friends being there. I don't know where my mom is at, blah blah blah. So they decide to leave her alone and let her stay there. And basically, the next day when they all went to school, which is the end of the episode, boom, the school is perfectly fine. All the buildings around, perfectly fine. It was like this event never happened. So I'm not sure if every time they defeat a kaiju, all the damage and death it had done gets reverted back to normal, or is there another force power at hand that is fixing everything? Because we know the girl who had the basketball, who hit the food out the main character's hand, Hibiki, earlier in the episode. We know that when the fireball hit the school, it landed directly in her face, where she was at, because she looked up at the flaming ball, and it blew up that part of the school that she was in, and there were other students there. So are they going to be alive since the kaiju is defeated, and everything get reverted back? Or is there another power in hand, again, doing something? Because we also saw in this episode, we saw a bad guy on a TV screen that looked like an evil version of Gridman, and he was talking to a human who was building a kaiju statue, and got mad and destroyed it when his kaiju got destroyed. So then there was another human with long black hair and like a big umbrella sword. I think he had two of them, and we seen him twice watching Hibiki. So either he's a good guy or a bad guy, and he's the one who's doing this, or I'm not sure what's going on, because I haven't read like any of the Ultraman or Gridman series or Geyser series in a while. I was a huge fan as a kid, but as I got older, I kind of like forgot about it. I'm still into it, don't get me wrong, I haven't been able to look it up recently, especially with my hours, the way my job is. So, but I do like the first impression of this Ssss Gridman, and I'm going to continue to review it here. So hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that bell notification to get everything. But yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me your opinion. Tell me what you thought about the episode. Tell me what you didn't like about the episode. Tell me if you're a fan of the series as well as I am. And let's see where this series goes. Because so far, this series is pretty nice. I don't see nobody talking about it either, sadly. But in due time, we'll see what's going to go on. Well, this is all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you later. Peace.